Tonight, we sat down with Fort Wayne Mayor Tom Henry to find out who he believes caused the weekend's peaceful demonstrations to escalate into violence and vandalism. Fox 55's Gentil Nil met with Mayor Henry today, and now she's live downtown to tell us how he thinks it could have been handled differently. Gentil.
Seeing as how Fort Wayne has not ever experienced anything of this magnitude, Mayor Tom Henry tells me they made a decision on what to do in such a short amount of time. It is now day 6 of protests in Fort Wayne. People are still lined up along Clinton in front of the courthouse green, hoping for justice for George Floyd.
What happened to Mr. Floyd was totally unacceptable.
Over the weekend, hundreds of people protested downtown, urging the arrest of 4 officers in Floyd's death. When they took it to the streets, they were met by police in riot gear. Officers fired tear gas, and later some protesters damaged buildings. Mayor Tom Henry says police did what they had to, given the circumstances.
When they start kicking people's doors, scaring the heck out of the drivers because they didn't know what to do, traffic was stopped because we had demonstrators kneeling in the street, sitting in the street, cars can't move. And in the meantime, you've got people climbing on your car. A lot of our citizens were scared to death. So, what are we supposed to do?
Protesters say they were tear gassed without warning. Henry says they were told several times to stay out of the roads.
We had the 10-Point Coalition and other volunteers trying to get those individuals out of a main corridor going through our city. When those demonstrators refused to do so, we had to take appropriate action because they were, in fact, putting citizens in harm's way, and that's totally unacceptable. That's not our city.
Looking back on it, he says there are things they could have done differently.
And I can tell you right now, one of the things we probably would have done was make sure Friday night that we had more people in the demonstration area, not uniformed police officers, but others who could have got a better idea of what was being said among the demonstrators, who these instigators were. Why did it start off peaceful and then all of a sudden flip? Who caused that to change?
Protesters on Friday were upset about George Floyd and didn't have a problem specifically with Fort Wayne police before that incident. Are you worried the city's relationship and trust with the young community has been damaged? If so, how does it get better?
There's a lot of mending that's going to need to be taken in this community. Some of it, perhaps as a result of the actions that our officers took. But I think it goes beyond that. There's a lot of healing that needs to take place throughout this country.
Even though most of those who were arrested were from Fort Wayne, Henry says he talked to Police Chief Steve Reed, and they believe people from outside the city escalated the situation.
Those individuals, as far as we know, are no longer in the city. They came in, they incited a negative demonstration, one that ended up hurting people, hurting property. But after they got that going, as far as we know, they've left our community. And I think that's evidenced by the fact the last 3 nights in our city, we had demonstrations. We had appropriate demonstrations, peaceful demonstrations. They're still getting their word out.
Mayor Henry says there is a forum in the works with Fort Wayne Police Chief Steve Reed about what's going on to have an open discussion with residents here in Fort Wayne. Reporting live in Fort Wayne, Gentil Nil, Fox 55 News.